up into the stands, and there are a few changes for both of these teams as they make their way down the tunnel past the chapel. And for Barcelona, maybe last rites to their championship hopes if they cannot get the victory here today. It is round 33. Let's ask for your thoughts on WhatsApp. 305-713-8273. Send it to BN Express. And here's some of the comments. Zane Tobin saying, "Go Barcelona. We believe in you." Janveer Singh, "Let's rock this match and rule La Liga again." Nothing out of the realm of possibility, but they need to do much better than they have in recent games. And Lionel Messi still on the threshold of 700. Phil Shane alongside Ray Hudson. And Ray, as we watch the two teams meeting in the tunnel, prepared to take their sole steps onto this field, Atlético Madrid seems to have put their nose back into the Champions League, maybe even locking down third place behind the big two. But for Barcelona, if there is going to be a comeback, it needs to start here.
Well, it certainly does. They've flattered to deceive. The last game played some really good football as well. So it's not as if they've been truly, absolutely stinking the place up. But by their incredibly high standards, it has been diluted down. There's serious talent that is unable to play. And on both sides of the pitch, there's an Aladdin's cave waiting to get into this game, Phil. But you know what? I was just in the prep work that we do ahead of these games. I was looking back and finding some situations where, and I heard it myself in the beIN Sports pundit room many times, and it was broadcast out that this Atlético Madrid team needs a change of manager. They're washed up. Diego Simeone stinks. Now, this was well before the Liverpool game, of course, but Simeone's got them back on track, and they have benefited by all accounts the way they've been playing since the coronavirus started to take its hideous grip on the world, and especially the world of sports. There's certainly a big question to answer here, Phil, for Quique Setién. He's keeping trust with Riqui Puig, and we'll see how much of an effect that will be and how it will be played out. Is he going to be reverting back to his old Betis days when he loved the 3-5-2? Is Riqui Puig going to have that advanced role and give there's certainly going to be a lack of width in this lineup here today, but it's serious talent no matter what, and the kid stays in the movie.
Taking a look at how they line up on computer, and I agree with you, Ray. I think when they start rolling the ball for real, he will slot into the middle, and Vidal and Rakitic will probably flank, and then Messi in a free roll behind Luis Suarez. Speaking of tempting to deceive, some amazing performances from Suarez, and then some that he would like to forget over the last 2 or 3 matches. Here's who he will be going up against. Jan Oblak, the Slovakian wall. Felipe is back, and joining Jose Maria Jimenez, Thomas Partey, and a lot of rumors about potential move to England. You could understand why. Koke gets a rest, but Marcos Llorente does not. The former Real Madrid prodigy slotting in once again behind Diego Costa. Quique Setién looking like the cows might be coming home. Alejandro Hernandez waiting. Riqui Puig making sure that his footwear is locked nice and tight. Hernandez knows where he wants to be, and so do we. Diego Costa with the roll back, and Jimenez over. to Felipe, who returns. One of the best debuts for the big Brazilian center back. Not easy shoes to fill with Diego Godin. Bill Shane alongside Ray Hudson. Early days of the Camp Nou. It is Barcelona fighting to get back in the race with Real Madrid, and Atlético Madrid, who came out gangbusters when football returned and have forced their way from outside of Europe potentially to right back in the thick of the Champions League race, Ray.
Yeah, with the impressive performance against the champions of Liverpool. Look out.
Ball squared, but Costa setting it right into the heart of that Barcelona defense. A little touch from Messi for Puig. Sneaks it across. Suarez one touch, but right to Oblak. A quick build from the back.
On a diamond pass from the kid. Ricky, that's the confidence on display. Takes 100 freeze frames in that cerebral camera and picks him out. That looks an easy ball from this distance when you're high up watching with the birds. But from the level ground, Phil, for such a precocious player, 20-year-old, another indication of a stupendous emerging talent. And why not have a first good crack at it for Suarez? A nice bouncing ball come at it. It gets the direction, just doesn't quite get the power. But they folded up space like the SS Enterprise there, warp speed.
And if you're wondering how his teammates think about him, just notice it was Lionel Messi giving the ball to Ricky Puig to lead the break. Now off on the other side, Llorente. Deceptively quick. Cuts to the inside and trying to cut his way through. Angel Correa. Played back to Ter Stegen. And back out to midfield. The big question
is for this Barcelona team as well defensively, Phil, because they were a shambolic mess in their last game, and against Celta Vigo, taking the lead twice and not able to hold Iago Aspas's brilliance in his free kick. But defensively, the question marks have been asked. Longley is in. He should make a difference.
Ball sent across. A lunging try to get there by Llorente, and it looks as though Jordi Alba might have gotten the touch, but the assistant on the far side sees otherwise.
Sees this ball coming in, and it's a good effort by Llorente, but does he come through the back of him a little too early? Let's take a look. Oh, it's a great challenge. It's a wonderful tackle. Bends his leg around him and just takes it away. Else Llorente is looking at a good volley towards that back post of Ter Stegen. Tremendous defending by Jordi Alba.
See why it took so long to get up. Looked like he landed hard, and Llorente landing right on his foot, but he's back up and at him.
Great Simeone, so his team beautifully balanced now, and Atlético 4 league games, win, 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 win. That's pretty damn good. And you look at the benches, Phil. There's over €250,000 sitting on the bench for both these teams. Amazing.
Just to give you an idea, Arthur's still here. Apparently he's sticking around even longer than Dudley Moore. But Juventus is calling. Meanwhile, as you mentioned, Griezmann and Braithwaite. Titi on the bench, and Ansu Fati as well. A whole bunch of La Masia youngsters. Meanwhile, Alvaro Morata, João Felix, Lemar, Hector Herrera, Vitolo, even Kieran Trippier.
Fluidity of this, that's magic. Fluidity of this Barcelona team. Ricky and Lionel Messi dropping back in behind, and it's Arturo Vidal given license to get forward. It will be marbles on a glass table in some regards. The players being sent out in a 4-3-3, but the state of flux and the responsibility about these players moving into advanced positions. You know, Semedo will be looking to get forward regularly, and on the other side, Jordi Alba loves to leave his defensive hole. That's the favourite get-out pass to Busquets, and Barcelona got the passing boots on nicely.
Poked away. Carrasco goes down. And a throw-in, says the referee.
Nothing there. Yannick Carrasco back from his little dalliance at China with Dalian Football Club.
I see what you did there.
What a debut he had. His debut, they got beat 8-0.
Shake it out of your system early.
Back on loan here, Phil. He's got a wonderful set of targets to hit.
Carrasco sweeping this in. Ter Stegen, center of his box, looking to drop. Whipped in. Just flashes past both the run and the shot.
Stupendous pass by Yannick Carrasco. Quality. Had Diego Costa got his head to this, it would have been called for offside, I believe. It's a wonderful invitation, gilt-edged. So close to meeting that train at the station was Jose Jimenez, the Uruguayan international. Unlucky. Set-piece masters a few years ago, weren't they, Phil? It was like every time Atlético Madrid got a free kick, and it was the variation of their set pieces was just magnificent.
Recent years, that production has trickled away, but
yeah,
they have the ability to see what they're able to do. Ball launched inside. Barcelona have been a bit vulnerable. Back to Alba. Inside for Longley. The preferred choice to partner with Piqué. Back comes Suarez. Bickering at Arias as they retreat.
Busquets being needlepoint perfect with his passes. That's a great lead.
Semedo looking to get past Lodi. Brazilian squared, laid back Vidal. Messi on his shooting foot. Flying in was Correa to block his compatriot.
Wonderful embroidered football there. Leo could have actually used Ricky Puig for another give and go. Sure, Ricky would have settled that ball. Square to him, look out.
Chance at the top of the box, pushed away by Oblak. The centurion of shutouts.
Fabulous. Take something special to beat this man who's arguably the best goalkeeper in world football, none less. How magnificent was he against Liverpool? Congratulations to Liverpool, of course, for winning their championship, first one in 30 years, but there's very little being written about how they exited the Champions League over those two legs.
Chance again, Llorente turning the corner, but Longley with the hook. Lifted all the way across to Semedo. Dangerous in his own area and stripped away by Costa.
The ball, when it was delivered brilliantly by Busquets, give him plenty of space and time.
Carrasco to Lodi.
By Semedo.
In towards the spot, Llorente. And this time Longley slams the door shut.
The hero of that Champions League success was Llorente. I think it's just Costa gets a touch on this. I think that probably would have been ruled out.
If Jimenez had it, probably wouldn't have.
Right.
10 minutes in. 3 shots. And arguably the best chance coming on that cross.
Good start from both teams, and defensively it's a set piece that found its way through, but Barcelona look a lot more settled. Nice rhythm to their play, and Atlético as always waiting in the long grass.
Quick thinking by Semedo. Back heel pops up and hits the hand of Saúl. A bit of trickery from the Chilean.
Ex-Colo-Colo man pulls a Luis Suarez out of his hat here. And he's fortunate that he's just outside of that penalty box. Karim Benzema somewhere having a laugh as well after his genius setup for Real Madrid. Nice spiffy haircut.
Clean the sides. Let's see if he can clean this goal up. Number 700 awaiting. Messi drives low near post, and it's deflected away by Costa right on the threshold.
It's blocked away from sure. This is an intentional strike, and he cleans up impeccably. Oblak's right behind him, but that might have been able to sneak in. Debatable, but good focus by the ex-Chelsea man.
Back heel flick, and this one does go in. Perfect ball in by Lionel Messi, and Sergio Busquets with a goal to remember.
Well, again, the madness of Messi picks out the most unlikely targets, just like he drew them up, I'm sure. It doesn't matter. It's an intended wonderful pass from Leo. He stings this towards an area. The target's touched. Oh, it's gone off of Costa. Thought it actually took a touch here from Busquets on the near post, who's being marked by Thomas Partey, but that's an own goal, clear and simple. And Oblak doesn't see it until it's up and down and over him. It's just a weird goal. And this mad, mad, mad world that we're living in, we're seeing some crazy stuff. Unlucky.
Half a second more, and Oblak might have been able to make the adjustment, but
yeah,
put it in the danger zone.
There's no fault to be blamed either for Costa or for Oblak, Phil. It was a good effort by Oblak to get as close as he did. He's got no chance when a ball goes into those funny, weird house of mirrors. It's just an absolute kaleidoscope of difficulties and changes of direction. It seemed Busquets deserves full credit. Thomas Partey's marking on Sergi was couldn't have been any better. So a little bit of luck goes Barcelona's way.
And you need it against Oblak. Made history with his 100th
right.
clean sheet from just 182 league appearances. That is an all-time record. And you know what? They haven't been able to find a way to score some of those key goals themselves, so they let Letty do it to themselves.
Again, purely and utterly accidental and farcical type of goal, but the ball into the area was questioned. It was answered by a good attack by this magic man on the ball.
On the turn, Messi. Semedo has help. Lothy slams it shut.
Such a frustration where he's been playing in spasms so well. Again, look at the intricacy of his pass and sharpness, Semedo, and so many times he just seems to hit the snooze button a little bit.
Scampering back, Longley elects to go all the way back to Ter Stegen. There's the way things stand right now, and those draws against Sevilla and Celta really hurting, especially with Real Madrid also gaining a draw. Only one. Barcelona surrendered at home, and that was enough to give Real Madrid the tiebreaker. Barca needs them to lose.
What about Stevie Nash's Mallorca? What about that team? Look out.
Chance on the turn by Ferreira Carrasco. Cuts to his right. Hooked by Vidal. And no doubt about it, the Belgian draws the penalty.
A great piece of skill on the run from Yannick. Again, beautiful dexterity down this side and magic pace. This is burning it, and then he pulls it out wide, and just a lazy challenge of nothingness from Vidal. He's turning away from the goal, just needs to put his brakes on right here. There's no attempt to play the ball. He gets a bit of the player, and certainly Carrasco makes enough of it. It's a certain penalty, and we'll see if Costa can tidy up his unlucky break that allowed Barca to score.
Chance to rip the goat horns off quickly at the quarter hour against Ter Stegen. Costa, but right into the German, who smothers and pushes it wide.
Marc-Andre Ter Spider-Man again weaves his web, reads him when we look at this replay. It's a wonderful shift. He's reading his eyes, and it's still always a gamble for a goalkeeper, because I think he's locking his focus on each other.
VAR says do it again.
To see if he comes off of his line.
We'll take a look, but video did, and a yellow card. It was his second penalty save of the year and Costa's second miss. Take a look.
Yeah.
Oh, by maybe 2 inches. Remember, you don't have to have both feet on anymore. It's right. 1 foot on or above the line. And they did catch it. Something that, Ray, we used to say they never call. They do this time. And again, it's VAR.
Well, they're the new rules. Everybody knows it. And we've got the camera evidence as clearly off both feet, as you said, Phil. And the camera basically doesn't lie in that situations. It's been for decades I've been belly aching for goalkeepers to stay on the line. When it's that close, it's unlucky for Ter Stegen. But I remember doing a game with you, a Juventus game, and there was 3 players after Juventus. Remember that? When Juventus took the penalty, there was 3 opponents within 2 yards of the penalty takeout when he struck it. That's not the case today.
And sometimes, sometimes they're almost to the top of the 6.
Yeah, this one's unfortunately for a great save, and now they're changing the penalty taker.
Looked like Saul wanted it.
A lot of unlucky stuff going on down there.
Only the 3rd penalty in Saul's career. He missed his only one in the league last year, and he made one in the Copa del Rey back in 2017. Looking to tie the score with a second chance. Saul Niguez, and Ter Stegen dives right, and the ball goes right past him.
Oh, it's a beautifully executed penalty, and for Diego Simeone, after looking at that, he made the decision, change, better call Saul. Wonderful step up, direction right, sends his love back to his fans watching in the capital. Magic.
I guess you could say Ter Stegen broke bad. 19th minute, 1-1 the score. Not bad for his first league penalty. Well, that brings this one back to level terms. And Atleti in the strange position of knowing that their win could help their arch rival, Real Madrid, win that league crown that has eluded them. But they're also trying to make sure they stay ahead of Sevilla, and especially another one of their Madrid rivals, Getafe. That was something we talked about during the break as to how hurtful that would be to Atletico Madrid if they did not make the Champions League. Here, Arias loses his breath. For the likes of Sevilla, Getafe, Villarreal, Valencia, etc., it would hurt. But for Atletico Madrid, they budget for Champions League money. And when football started up again, they were in 6th and headed in the wrong direction.
Good play again. That's good cover from Semedo, coming across from way out wide and recognizing that overload springboard attack as the French World Cup winner. becomes a substitute for the day against his old club.
Launched in, Piqué over Correa, poked off Llorente, but right back to Arias. Pushes it off to Costa, who is still offside. Can't gift Barcelona the ball.
That's amazing that this Atlético Madrid team haven't actually won in La Liga on the road against Barcelona since 2006. It cannot be right.
It is. Painfully so.
Isn't that amazing?
Back in the days of Frank Rijkaard, and I was looking in, thinking it was actually Piqué. It was actually Oleguer who was on that back line with Rafa Marquez and Carles Puyol. Iniesta looked like he, forget about shaving, might have still been in diapers. And that was at Atleti. This match brought to you by Geico. Laid back Suarez. Ricky pulls it out of the fire. And a virtual round of applause.
Revenge on the menu as well for this Barcelona team against Atletico, who
nice tackle,
suffered that
Lodi.
3-2 loss in the Copa del Rey. What a great game that was. We've got another one. Look out.
Back to Messi. Curls! And it just scrapes wide of that far post.
Wonderful balance again. Steers away from his defensive force like James Tiberius Kirk, and then just sends this one with a dozen roses tied around it. What a great effort. You see the shadow on the post as this one flashes by the target. Astonishing effort.
All black. Just getting it away from danger. Long lay back to the Atleti end. Little touch, Piqué pushing it forward, and again the danger man, Marcos Llorente. Llorente drags it back out of the 18, looking for help. Nothing there, and looking comfortable on the ball. For Real Madrid, he was locked into a holding role, and Diego Simeone letting him roam. Carrasco. Lodi to the 6, and Ter Stegen pounces.
Good football again, and then Carrasco linking up nicely with the Brazilian international. And this is a fair result on the scoreboard right now. They are looking good on the break, Atletico, and they are getting numbers forward, Phil, but look out.
Slotted through Rakitic. Messi sandwiched by Saul. No foul, but it doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. Ran into a buzzsaw between Saul and Felipe, it appears.
Takes a bit of a knock. It's more upstairs, I think. Took the brunt of challenge from Saul. Just into his jaw, got them rattled. Well played.
Semedo eludes the former Pananense man, but does not go to goal.
Doesn't go to that dead ball line. He had the cow's field to attack behind. Wonderful quick feet by Semedo.
Rakitic wide.
He often gets a little bit hesitant in driving to that dead ball line. It's a great pass.
Messi kisses it off for Vidal, takes it back on his left. Partey stayed with him and pokes it free, and now a chance for Atleti on the break. Carrasco in front of Busquets. Nice play towards the right, which opens the left. Costa, but nothing there. Saul past a flashing Alba. Arias deflected to the top of the 18, and maybe fortunately so, as Llorente was there.
Finding their way through. Atlético, once they do get possession, Phil, the expanse of their game and the dynamism of their players like Saúl and Carrasco in particular, Correa giving them wonderful outlets. Llorente has been a ball carrier as well. Now back to the Barcelona way.
Kind of interesting. You see a 2-3 in the back half for Barcelona.
Right.
Messi in that little pivot with Puig. What's Barca trying to do?
They're trying to find the tiny little gaps in this team are drawn up so imperviously, and it's been Messi's longer range passes, because on the inside you're just clogging it up. Look at the depth that this team falls back to, and certainly both sides, that space behind Lodi and Santiago Arias is been there, and they keep going for it. You see there from Ricky Puig trying to find Semedo in space. He had on the other side Jordi Alba. So again, Barcelona do this so many times with the intricacies of the pass that draw you in, then they'll spray it out wide. I said in the preview, they'll probably not get too much width because of the lack of pure wide forwards here today, but I did point out that Semedo and Jordi Alba will be pivotal in giving them those outlets. They have been there.
Laid back, Llorente again using that speed, but Ter Stegen calm, cool, and collected. Busquets. Here's Semedo.
Busquets in these opening 27 minutes. Get it here.
Scrambling over Messi. Lodi couldn't take it. Vidal back, bangs it off of Saúl. Gets around, but the whistle from the man in the middle.
They kind of put the brakes on, and there's definitely bodily contact here. Leo's magic again comes out. See you later. The audacity of Messi again. And yeah, just a little bit too rough and ready. In the patience as always, probing, looking, and the wide man, as I said, Phil, the availability is on the docket for Barcelona. It's a foul.
Talked about how Atlético started well this year, Ray. They were actually ahead of Barcelona in the table until round 8. Held in a scoreless draw, advised the lead while Barca pounded Sevilla 4-0. But recent results have gone Atleti's way.
Yeah, they've just let so many games slip off the end of the hook. So many draws from this Atlético team, where that adjustment, all these new signings have taken its toll. Certainly haven't been as impressive as it looked as if they were going to be in the preseason in the ICC tournament.
Back for Messi, and it looks like Felipe stepping in, but he didn't even need to make the touch. It's got to be the shoes.
There's this one wide, and it's more deflection.
Dummied through into the middle. Ray, we were talking about this morning in that last game against Celta Vigo, where Messi had an even better chance and also missed a year ago, or who knows, maybe 2 months ago. Those used to go in. Are these tired legs from playing every 3 days, or is it the birth certificate?
An effect on him, and I think if you look at your birth certificate, you've got older as well. It's Mother Nature for the time. Everybody knows it. Suarez as well. You look at Diego Costa, 31 now. Remember him when he was 25, playing at the top of his footballing tree. But this is uncharted territory, Phil. And, you know, there's been so many opportunities that Quique Setien has had taken away from him as well, in terms of injuries and a constant shake-up in these strange times. The chemistry has not been yet there. There's been unquestionably these tense moments in between some of the players, evidently, and the coaching staff and the boardroom in Setien, and it's been taken advantage of by Real Madrid, unquestionably.
New faces coming in, and Ray, through WhatsApp, Leonardo Salazar asking, how do you think Pjanic will fit in to this Barcelona system?
A high quality player. He's, for me, a truly world-class footballer. He should fit in, but look at the ones that we've said that about before. Looking at you, Coutinho, Ousmane Dembele, Antoine Griezmann. Players that looked as if they should be at least contributing much more than what they have, Phil. It's football. Then the kid comes out of La Masia and has been illuminating. Here's another look at this weird calamity. But the ball is stung in, attacked, and it finds its way through. And I think it's a deserved equaliser. This is a game high up on the ledge. And it could go either way. This team playing well and wonderful on the break.
Messi maybe speaking into his hand to the referee about that earlier collision, but Hernandez shakes his head, says nothing there. Final 15 minutes underway of this opening half at this Barcelona temple, and we're level at 1. Carrasco, maybe the best we've seen of him since his return to Atleti. Driven in, Llorente lays it off for Correa, who might have been caught by surprise.
Well, does he lay it off, or is it just poor control? I'm not so sure. He might be taking something away from Marcos Llorente here, but it's a lovely run. And you may be right, Phil, maybe Angel Correa was calling him off, but again, Pearson passing from Atlético Madrid. They get it in that wide area. Again, it's a different approach. It's a lot of bombing into the box by the red and white stripes, and that's difficult for any defense or midfield to keep track of those players.
See Semedo, Sergio Roberto back available but not ready to start, and as speedy as Semedo is, Sergio Roberto a little better on the assists. Driven inside, headed high, laid off. Semedo, will it hold? No.
Yeah, close calls. He's seen his magic man get in positions and then create a little bit of space for himself to send those curlers in that we usually see rustling the back of the net. But Gyroscope just needs some adjustment from Leo again here today.
Rakitic tried to sneak it through for Suarez. Rayo wide. Barca shadows of that 6-second rule, but Atleti tiptoes through though. Now Partey off to Renan Lodi. Nice by Costa. Here's Arias, the Colombian international. 4 to choose from. Correa trying to return the favor, and this time Llorente caught unawares. One back by Arias though. Correa turns, but the ball stays behind. Off the referee, possession maintained. Driving into Niguez, and that one will be a foul and a card.
Bends his shadow the wrong way again, Leo, and it's one way of stopping him. It was a wonderful run by Arturo Vidal. Again, here's the one that is breaking forward in support of Suarez, much more so than Rakitic and Busquets and Ricky.
Swung over, Messi settles smoothly, but double teamed. Poked away, Carrasco. Less than 10 minutes remain in regulation.
26-year-old, the Belgian international, having a stellar game, as you pointed out, Phil. And
Messi flips over Lodi, pops back to his feet quickly. Shaking his head at the assistant on this near side, Jose Naranjo. Quique Setien also thinks there should have been a whistle. What do you think? Back comes Longley, and he changes his mind brilliantly midstream. Is there another goal in this half? It is a bit of a warm night at kickoff. Temperature about 78 degrees. Humidity up over 80%. Almost. Semedo fighting to win it back. Good work by the Belgian. Lodi into the middle, but Costa comes back to win it.
a fabulous turn this by Diogo Costa. Again, arguably man of the match, the blonde Yannick Carrasco, involved with everything that is going right for Atlético.
Demanding the ball here. Llorente on his inside, dropped back Costa. Vidal fronts in for Marcos. Llorente, top of the 18. Llorente tackled away by Rakitic.
Yeah, similar position that he had in his memorable Champions League game against the mighty Reds of Liverpool, and pulled his trigger so quickly that night at Anfield. It's a great challenge by Rakitic. Too much direct play from Barcelona, and certainly this is their manner, stretching side to side, but eventually it's got to be some penetration. We really haven't seen it in the shape of the runs into the box by Vidal or Suarez. Has been quiet.
Nice by Felipe, getting a little help from Saul.
Aye.
Almost. Messi gets rid of it. Puig through. Vidal touches it back. Messi pulls it down, but looks like it might have come off an arm.
Wonderful tight quick play from Ricky again. Sharp again. So little room for them to operate here, Phil, with Saul and Thomas Partey being two wonderful corks in the bottle. Very little space for him to attack behind the back line. Lodi doing a good job up against Nelson Semedo, and he's had great cover from the impressive Yannick Carrasco.
5 minutes remain. Opening half. Barca trying to will their way through, but Atleti keeps throwing numbers in front. Advantage played, but then Messi sends it right to Lodi. Puig wins it back before he's tripped up by Partey. Advantage again. Atleti scrambling to get it away from their area. Barcelona trying to impose themselves.
Magic.
Kept alive, and then finally has Puig brought down. A free kick.
A wonderful hesitation again here as Busquets keeps it alive. Look at the change of feet, the change of balance, actually lifting it over. One of the best holding midfield players in world football, this Ghanaian Thomas Partey. More than just a holding midfielder as well, but that's incredible calmness under severe pressure from Ricky.
Barcelona, a perfect 7-0 at home under Quique Setien. Haven't even allowed a goal in the last 4 until today. Messi trying to right the universe here with his left foot. Stuck on 699. Top flight goals for club and country. This last time he fooled everyone and looked for Suarez. This time he goes for goal. A deflection would have taken it home, but Jan Oblak with a super save.
Deflection does nearly take it home, and again the adjustment in mid-air, mind you, by Oblak, just staggering.
Not quite Gordon Banks, but close to your old teammate. This will sweep in towards the Slovakian. 2 inside the 6, into the middle. This time Costa sends it in the right direction.
Especially the way Rakitic has been playing here, Phil, and dropping back a little bit further than we usually see him. I would have thought that Jordi Alba would have been more involved on that far side. He's been moderately quiet in his involvement.
Switched over towards Rakitic, who has come near side.
Yeah, it's been Semedo that's been the one who's seen the lion's share on this side. It's probably Atlético Madrid's stronger side.
Vidal's also come right as they try and flood, maybe to create some room for Alba here. Suarez takes, tries to dish, deflected back towards goal, and Oblak gobbles it up. Atleti have not won here since a brace from Fernando Torres back in February of 2006. If this score holds, they'll be level at the break. Llorente continues to run. Swept across for Piqué. Of course, Johan Cruyff always thought running was a bit overrated.
Nice
hit as he dishes, but he finds Messi. Referee wants to see what happens. His pass in towards Suarez, not on track.
It's magical goalkeeping here. Again, just does enough to put his brakes on. If he takes a half a step more there, it's going past him. There's the clip for Semedo as he helps that one on to Leo. But again, 3 players converge on the number 10. And again, he only had Suarez to play in.
1-1 the score. Own goal against Costa. And Atleti equalizes on their second try from the spot. 4 minutes added. There will be a change, although not the sheriff, but his deputy, Mono Burgos, will be leaving. Some of the reports say it was him asking for more money to stick around. Others saying that he might want to get a team of his own before it's too late. Diego Simeone said as much credit goes to him, a lot of the credit for Atleti's resurgence belongs to his former #1. 3 minutes left in this opening half.
Half-time beckons for another talk from Kiki Setien, and I think he's going to have to demand that the home team start playing with a lot more sharpness and quickness and passing of the ball. There's some rather dowdy performance by Barcelona, and the midfield is certainly going to be questioned.
Could not keep it in.
His team have looked really razor sharp whenever they've come out of the long grass, and it's not as much the true counter. They just build it up nicely once they get possession, Atletico, and they're quick and sharp with it. And that's what's been able to open up Barcelona here again.
Back comes Costa. Partey tripped up. Ricky Puig with a frustrated look towards the referee. Diego Simeone, for all of his accolades and deserved ones, he has never had a win in 16 tries against Barcelona in league play. He does have 5 draws. If he can get #6, that would go a long way towards pushing Barcelona out of the picture again. Saúl back to Jimenez. All the way back to Oblak. Suarez involved in 14 goals against Atletico Madrid in his career. Again. Just 1 shot today.
Good drive.
Driving in, Carrasco rattles around and almost falls for Costa. Alba reaching out to poke it wide for a corner.
An admirable football from the man of the match, without question, Yannick Carrasco, first of all. Again, it's a wonderful drive, carrying the ball, seeing his options as well. Nothing clear for him to find, but we've seen this time and time again on this left side by Yannick, and he's certainly having a field day. Nothing to show for it yet, but he's taken Vidal out of the game and really worrying Semedo so much.
That ball hit Costa in the arm, but since it didn't go in, VAR doesn't get involved. The corner kick wasted by Atleti. Partey will drag it down, and maybe one last roll of the dice by Arias. Nice checked run by Correa, but the pass off target. Back to Ter Stegen, who launches it into the air. And that's going to do it for this opening half. The early goal, Costa into his own net, and then Niguez follows up with a second try at the penalty. It's 1-1 Barca Atleti at the half.